Hi, Bill Henshaw here, your walking constitution out in the California peninsula by San Francisco. And with some really good news, in that I just got a call from my friend in Colorado, and we just won her Colorado criminal case when the local dumbass finally figured out that they didn't have any relevant admissible evidence and dismissed it in open court. Ain't That's the sort of thing we're going to have happen a lot. I can help you do the same thing. Bottom line is, they don't want to go to trial. They can't. From their skewed perspective, that's a waste of the quote unquote judicial economy of the court, aka administrative tribunal. And in this case, they recognized absolutely zero relevant admissible evidence. And I would love to ask them if we ever get in front of a jury, and we're not going to see one, and you probably won't either, as to why they filed charges when it was plain as day there was no relevant admissible evidence, not to mention the fact in Colorado, just as in your jurisdiction, Colorado is not a state admitted into this union and never has been. Came in 1776, and this union had been out of existence for 15 years by that time, and was admitted pursuant to the war powers of Congress. And none of these law school graduate perps probably have a clue about any of this, and a lot more they're going to find out the hard way. I mean, boy, can you say negligent infliction of emotional distress here, trespass be it armis, treason to the Constitution? This is the Supreme Court saying the latter one, not me. Case it's Cohen's v. Virginia. Find out more about that. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. I'll get you information on my modestly priced constitutional defense document packets. And with what I've just discovered on top of everything else, my recent videos, check them out on the California District Court and now the Federal Circuit Court. We have judicial courts. All we have to do is access them if we need to. And that's where all of our rights come into play. And believe it or not, you're going to love this part. The State Bar Association attorneys can't even come into our court unless we let them. And I don't know about you, but I ain't going to do that. That's how good it is. Just like they say in CIA language, black is white. They've got us in a system, where we basically have no standing in their quote unquote courts, except to get sent to jail and or pay fines in quote unquote undefined dollars. Ain't. Now we're getting into a judicial court, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna learn from my materials. So send me an email, youwinningcourt@gmail.com, that they can't come into ours for, among other reasons, having committed acts of treason, which we can prove. And bar attorneys, BAR, British Accreditation Registry, are unregistered foreign agents of at least the City of London, if not Vatican City. And those of you that are fans of Dan Brown and the Da Vinci Code are going to get that connection immediately. And I'm really appreciative of all the books he wrote. I was into it before. I got a hold of a book called Holy Blood, Holy Grail, that was written in the early 1980s on this subject matter with the Roman Empire and the Merovingian dynasty and things like that in Central Europe, the Holy Roman Empire and all that. So I'm there about that, and that really helped my studies here to recognize some connections that might have not been as obvious as they were. But that said, Colorado case settled successfully. We're going to go from there. I'll keep you posted on the events. And this is so good, we won't even have to file papers in a civil rights case in one of their corrupt courts, because we probably would beat them there. And if I say it myself, this walking constitution is good enough to do it. We won't have to, but if that opportunity ever arises, trust me. And this is where we have all of them over a barrel, because they don't learn any of this stuff at law school. They've been, 4 to 6 years. And these official actors have a sworn duty to be bound by this Constitution and laws enacted in pursuance thereof. And we're getting closer and closer every day to now start making them do this on a regular, routine basis. How many of these bastards do you suppose will have to go to jail before they're finally going to get the idea? Really great news. For this last year or so, I've seen things I thought I would never see. And I'm now in my 40th year as of Valentine's Day this year, the Latter-day Valentine's Day Massacre. And I got arrested, was in jail for the whole weekend, and I was so stupid and ignorant then. I thought jails were for bad people. Well, I mean, that's colossal ignorance. But I learned, and I should have learned 50 odd years ago, not only in high school, but outside of Washington, D.C., for crying out loud. But they didn't teach me a damn thing, and they haven't taught you either. That's my job. Once you learn the truth, it's astounding the power that we have here, and the only nation ever created in which this has been possible. And among other things, taking actions like this is going to be great paydays too. But we then set examples for everyone else here and for other nations. This is how you go in and do it. It can be done, and make other nations want to adopt the principles upon which our government is based. Oh, that's a really, really great scenario. Unless you're Bill Gates or Elon Musk or somebody like that who thinks they can control the whole damn world. But that's what we're seeking to get rid of, and stop it before it gets too far to be stopped. And I think there's still a window. I really do, as I've talked about recent events in the Supreme Court, with the Ohio v. OSHA case, among other things, and Texas v. California, where you have what look like dissenting opinions in the latter case when they refused to file documents from the state of Texas. I have videos in this. Check it out. But the court's going in a direction it hasn't gone in over 90 years. And, if they're, fully prepared to make rulings against the exercise of Commerce Clause powers of Congress, we're going to be among the first in line. They're absolutely going to love it. That's one of the biggest problems we have, interstate commerce. And think about this, people. The centerpiece of all the unopposed issues that I advocate, the crown jewel, there are no states. If there are no states, could anyone out there tell me where the jurisdiction and venue would be for interstate commerce, otherwise known as Admiralty and Maritime, otherwise known as a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws? I'd love to hear it. Send me an email, uwinnincourt@gmail.com. If you have information like that and or want to request information on my documents, you're going to love it. In the meantime, subscribe, like the videos, tell your friends, get the word out. It's quicker we all start working together here across the board and cutting out this divide and conquer BS they've been doing for at least 150 years. The quicker we get these bastards off our backs. Thank you.